Rose, cross, spin. That's nice.
Yeah, now look, I know Quickly's been in that G League. And then Derrick Rose Johnson with great defense. But Derrick Rose, this is an MVP. This is a guy that has done it all. Spin. And we talked about Kyrie's left hand.
Wow!
Hello guys, once again, good day to all of us. I hope you're in good health, and bus might be open right now in some gyms, because Cebu is still in GCQ, so that physical activity is kinda still restricted to some places, especially here in Mandawi. And by the way, I guess welcome back. Today we are going to review initial thoughts for the D-Rose 11. But without further ado, so let's start with the box of the D-Rose 11. As I'm just gonna get that one out.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay. Now, the D-Rose 11. The box is just an ordinary box. You might be thinking that this is just a team shoe, not a signature shoes, but you might be mistaken. Huh? As you can see, currently Adidas doesn't prioritize D-Rose anymore. You might be asking yourself, is this a signature shoes for an athlete, or just the team shoes of the brand? So here we go. So it's around, the code here is FW8507, and then it costs around 6,500 pesos. The D-Rose 11.
Wow!
White, black, solid red. Then this is made for basketball shoes. So nothing special on the box. It's just an ordinary packaging.
Oh no!
So I'm just going to get first the shoes. There you go, the D-Rose 11.
Nice.
Now, like any other shoe review, we are going to start with the traction. Okay. Now, the traction is very similar to the D-Rose 11, which had some of the best traction made by the Adidas ever. Now, the rubber compound of these shoes, in particular, is made entirely, totally different from D-Rose 7, but that bite, it's still in there. It's still in there. That ferocious bite still got it on this outsole. It has the green, yellow, white, and some, I don't know what's this color, orange. 1, 2, 3, 4 dot stars signifies the Chicago flag. In here we have the coordinates. I don't know what is this coordinates all about. It is the midsole. Now look, can you see it now? How it feels soft when you press it with your finger. It's really very, very soft. Humok kasi siya. Then now you might be thinking that it shows some creases. Yes, it has already have some creases, because I just brought in the shoes. In particular, I had 2 games on these shoes the other week around. It shows you some creases on the heel. On the other side, shows creases that this is an evident that the shoes have already broken. It's but it must be it's really good, you know, from my based on my experience. And then okay, some TPU heel counter here that that runs around until to the mix up flex point, but the flex point couldn't be flex at all. Look how hard is that, man. Very sturdy. So the shoes doesn't give you that awkward feeling. You might be afraid of rolling your ankles during the game. Now this plastic here that runs around the flex point, it secures the lateral containment and stability. It's a hard plastic, you know, hard plastic. Now on the forefoot, this is pretty similar. The design is from the D-Rose 4. I guess D-Rose fans knows about this design. This is a woven fabric. Woven fabric. If you wanna hear, this is some like a plasticky. Now that sound is very similar to the habagat bag. No? 3 stripes, branding of the Adidas. This is the new generation of sprint whip. And some overlays, and still had this well structured compared to the previous Crazy Light. Na Crazy Light, then it has some plasticky feeling. See? Now, the lacing style, this is similar to the previous two models of the D-Rose 8 and D-Rose 9. Which is, I don't know that this kind of stitching, hopefully it would give you that secure fit, or even I hope that it would last longer. This kind of shoelacing. Now, this kind of lace loop or shoe eyelet, this is the first time that on the D-Rose line made this kind of shoe lace loop. No? Now on the collar, it's heavily structured. It has a nice padding, well structured collar, so to give you that tight fit on your foot or an ankle. But the shoe lacks kulang siya o kanabitang Achilles pillow, which might have been better if those features is on these shoes right now. Now on the tongue, Adidas, it is somehow it's had decent padding, so that it won't get you any bruises, especially when you're having a high arch or high instep. Now, when you lock on the shoes, when you tighten the shoes, see to it that you get onto the last shoelace loop, because on this part really hugs your feet and tighten up the shoelacing, so that your feet doesn't move around. That will not move around. It has this plasticky feeling. Now, on a
later,
I will get the other insoles. The insoles of the shoe is made of, I don't know, but is it a polyurethane? Comment down below. So we're going to discuss it. So, but it is much softer compared to the previous Diros models like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has this firm, or you could squeeze it nicely. This is much softer compared to the previous models. The Aki is somewhat flimsy. Now, as you can see on this shoes, they have this crash pad. That crash pad has been in the previous Diros models. I don't know the 10, 8 or 9, but in based on adizero 1, based on my shoes, they have the same crash pads like the adizero 1, adizero 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4.5. Yes. I don't know, but the strobel board of this one, it's really very hard. Doesn't have that much. I hope that Adidas would eventually make some strobel board similar to KD12 or KD13, just as that. No? Come on, Adidas, give us some nice strobel board so that it would conforms our foot during the game. So it's very it's hard as a rock, no? No, it's hard as a rock. Now, on the collar, this is the shoes, no? This is how the actual shoes looks like if not for this collar, which is very, very comfortable.
Wow!
It hugs to your ankles tight. Now the cushioning of these shoes is a full length light strike, which gives you great impact protection and nice cushioning, especially on the heel, which is the heel is very bouncy, while on the forefoot is very firm on the forefoot. But on the forefoot, you need to activate it by having going to gym, playing some basketball for a couple games. Then the forefoot would be eventually the forefoot would be going to be activated. So for on these shoes, I did not any feel knee pain, thanks to the cushioning of the shoes. Now, this is an evident there are some dust which is plugged into the traction, but it does not affect the bite at all. This is super grippy. Now, to give you the traction, I will going to rate it about 9 or 9.5 out of 10. Now on the materials, upper materials is made of woven fabric, some screen mesh, the new generation sprint wave. It's kind of flimsy. Now it eventually bubbles here. Is the bubbling would be feel if you had this wide foot and you have a high instep or high arch, but it doesn't distribute that much. No? The up materials, I will going to give around 8 Now for the shoe lacing, lace loops, I'm going to give it around 7 because the stitches, I don't know how it would last long. I'm afraid that I don't know if I'm going to continuous use these shoes on a basketball game. I don't know if we're going to rip it off from the shoes. On the support, I will give this doesn't have the ankle support, but lateral containment and stability, I will give it around 8. Materials, comfort, I'm going to comfort in the shoes, I'm going to give it 8.5. Heel to toe transition. Now look how flat is that, but it does not bother you at all, especially when you're in a game. It doesn't bother at all. Shoe lacing, lace loop, the fit. Now the fit for the shoes, I recommend that if you have a narrowed fit or regular fit, go somewhere else. But for wide footers, I recommend this one because this is so friendly for wide footers. Take a closer look at the shoe design. Stability, you don't need to worry because look at that, how wide is that outrigger. It protrudes that much. Now take a closer look. See, comfort. Okay, I was able to give that rating. So overall, if you want to hook in this, it's still a great performer, but be careful with this. But I played on this one with ankle braces, feeling that you are really secured when you're running, when you're playing, when you played the game. I'm a narrowed footer, but still I went down half a size just to have that snug fit. It has always been my ideal setup whenever I'm going to buy a shoes or online shoes. But it would be best if you're going to go to the Adidas store and try them on yourself, because online you might be having some troubles, you might be returning it. It would be wise if you're going to do some research or go to the nearest shoe shop store like SM, Ayala, or whenever there is an Adidas boutique. This is now the dust or the dirt on that shoes. On the forefoot is the evident. I already break on the shoes. It does not. These shoes, if you want to do some crossover, this is really good because the rubber comes out near right here. This portion is really grippy, especially when you're doing that one, that kind of airbing type of player, or the Derrick Rose type of player. Now this shoes is made for guard. Now the name of the colorway of these shoes is the Family First Edition, which might you'll be able to see on some recent Deros commercial. What else? I got this at 2B Sports Philippines for 30% discount. When this was released last year, it cost around $6,500, which is very, very expensive. Now, this is the Adizero branding, Adizero, which was last seen on the Adizero Rose 2.5, and was released around 9 years ago, 2012. So I don't want to pay on SRP, because that 30% would eventually save as well. Eventually, that discount will eventually saves you a lot from other expenses, because I wouldn't pay a shoes which is much expensive to 6,000. Now, later on the video, I was going to do a V-roll, hopefully, but I wouldn't recommend this on outdoor use. It's because that the rubber compound is totally different from the Deros 7. Now the rubber compound of this shoes is very soft. For occasion, you could still play it on this outdoor, but I would not recommend this type of shoes outdoor, because I do not know how will it last long. Now, the old Rose logo before this one came out in Deros 3. Deros 3.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, I forgot to mention that this heel counter that runs around the flex point, this is pretty similar to the Next Level 3. Now, this part here really saves you, because it secures your feet so that it won't move around during a ball game. It really hugs to your foot, especially when you're a wide footer. And then I forgot to mention that the sizing is pretty weird for a narrow footer, but if you're a wide footer, I guess you need to stay true to size. But if you want to have minimal dead space on the forefoot, you have to go half size down. There is, even though I despite go half size down, but still tiny or a bit of dead space on the forefoot. As you can see, it bubbles. Look at that, it bubbles, but again, it does not affect the performance of the shoes. So.
Mana?
Lang na. Ito ba nga? twist. Isa.